Governor Mills is calling for gun reform in the wake of the Lewiston mass shooting and other tragedies all across the state.
She announced 3 goals here: prevent violence, strengthen the state's mental health system, and deter dangerous people from getting firearms. CBS 13's Mal Meyer joining us live in Lewiston. Mal, you've been speaking with some of the families of those who were killed to get their thoughts on this.
That's exactly right, Greg. The 2 family members that I spoke with saw what the governor is proposing, and while there are parts that they like, there is more that they're looking for.
Not something you ever forget.
Bobby Nichols was bowling with her sister Trisha Aslan when gunfire erupted inside Just-in-Time Recreation. Her sister didn't survive.
When they told me, I couldn't breathe.
Doing nothing is not an option.
Now, 3 months after the state's deadliest mass shooting, the governor is calling for improvements to the mental health system.
I propose that we establish a network of crisis receiving centers across Maine.
Nichols wants to see how that plays out.
It's good and all that, but if people that really need the help don't get it, then I want to see how they go about doing that.
The governor wants to increase the penalty for selling a firearm to someone who can't have one, and she is proposing closing the background check loophole by requiring them for private sales or at gun shows.
I guess it's a bigger start than I've seen most people make.
Arthur Barnard's son, Arthur Strout, was killed at Schmange's. He doesn't understand why there's opposition.
Well, we can't have people buying guns in parking lots with no one knowing about it or not knowing what their mental state is.
The governor also wants to close a gap in the existing yellow flag law by setting up a process where guns could be taken away from someone before a full court hearing.
This will strengthen the ability of law enforcement to remove weapons from dangerous people who already own them.
They had enough information where they had to take his guns, and they should have, and they didn't. So somebody didn't do their job.
Governor Mills called scrutiny of the law appropriate. Nichols is afraid laws can only go so far. If that isn't followed through, you're saying it doesn't really matter.
Exactly. People that don't follow the protocol or don't do their job, they're going to be held accountable too. Period.
Meanwhile, Barnard would like to see a gun registry, something the governor didn't address.
I can't help but feel that if we registered guns, then gun owners would have to be responsible for those guns. Have to be. Now, in a radio interview, Republican Representative Billy Bob Fockingham called what happened here in Lewiston a terrible tragedy, one that they should investigate and try to prevent in the future. But then he went on to say that they, quote, shouldn't build gun policy on the actions of one person. What Barnard thinks about that comment tonight at 6. Reporting live in Lewiston, Mal Meyer, CBS 13 News.
Mal, thanks so much.